Number 2, Jonathan Waterman. At forward, number 3, Bo Agus. At defender, number 4, Joe Bryan. At defense, number 5, Miracle Anandi. At defense, number 9, Kyle Santeo. At midfielder, number 10, Samson Abraham. At forward, number 11, Ahmad Khan. At midfielder, number 13, Mateo Giasanti. At defender, number 14, Slavik Sugostev. At defender, number 25, Bersham Carter. And in goal for the Bison today will be number 1, Troy Holcomb. The Bison are coached by Jay Shaw and assisted by James Ramo and Teddy Jaffa. And now, starting for your Knights, at midfielder, number 2, Dallin Miller. At midfielder, number 3, Trey Rickers. At forward, number 4, Benjamin Sinister. At midfielder, number 5, Jackson Gordon. At forward, number 10, Evan Lewis. At midfielder, number 12, Zach Bartholomew. At defender, number 18, Brandon Victory. At midfielder, number 27, Jacob Lee. At defender, number 32, Luke Hemingway. At forward, number 34, Gavin Young. And in goal for the Knights, number 1, Trayden Stringham. The Knights are coached by Peyton Pemberton and assisted by Jay Zachariah and Jeffrey Tomlin. Now, if you will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem. you, and good luck to both sides.
Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you to another edition of Knights Broadcasting. Today's NCAA Division III men's soccer matchup features the Gallaudet University Bisons versus your Southern Virginia University Knights. My name is Quinn Meyer, and we have a beautiful afternoon for soccer today. Obviously, your Knights are on a pretty impressive streak, a 7-game unbeaten run that includes 5 wins, including a win Monday, 2-1 against Regent University. So the Knights looking to pick up where they left off against today's United East Conference opponent, Gallaudet University, located in Washington, D.C. And to fill in our fans watching from back home, Gallaudet, a university that's done a lot for students who are deaf and hard of hearing. So we're super excited to have them on the field at Knight Stadium today. So unlike Monday against Regent, the Knights will field their typical starting lineup, featuring guys like Gavin Young, Ammon Lewis, Ben Simister, who's on a 4-game goal streak that includes 6. Also Trey Ricker back in the lineup, and Traden Stringham, who's been a mainstay in goal so far this year for the Knights, will remain in the net for Southern Virginia as Gavin Young will get things set. This is Brandon Victory booting it into the defensive zone of Gallaudet. Now Gavin Young's got to run. It's going to be offside, so the flag does go up. And so the first scoring opportunity for the Knights is shut down due to offside. For Gallaudet, Troy Holcomb, he's a sophomore from Fremont, California, will be in net. As Ammon Lewis is going to make a quick steal right at midfield. He'll circle back and send it back for Luke Hemingway. Luke Hemingway and Brandon Victory, 2 important defensive players for the Knights, were rested during Monday's matchup as Gavin Young's making a run out of it. Good defensive play, but Gavin Young still has it. He's going to poke it towards the goal, but it will be offsides again, the second consecutive offside for Gavin Young. And that'll be another free kick for the Bison. Gallaudet able to keep it in just by the line, but the Knights are going to try and steal it. They won't. Good defensive play by Ben Simister and Jacob Lee. Huge battle for it. Right near the 30-yard line. Eventually Jackson Gorns is going to win that one and play it back for Brandon Victory for the Knights to reset. Also, another thing to note is this is the last non-conference game for Southern Virginia. They'll start conference play in the USA South on Saturday, I believe, against Brevard. And they'll face Brevard in North Carolina on the 30th. As Jacob Lee gets fouled there, and it'll be a penalty in favor of Southern Virginia. They'll have a free kick about 40 yards outside the Bison's net. Looks like Brandon Victory is going to take it. Knights are going to line up, and he'll send it low towards the box for Ben Simister. Flag stays down. He'll put it into the goal, and Gavin Young puts it right back in. So a really nice set play off the free kick. It went right to Ben Simister, who was unguarded into the box. And I think Gavin Young's going to get the last touch on that one for a 1-0 Southern Virginia lead. So the big guns on offense for Southern Virginia picking up right where they left off. against Regent. Most players didn't play more than 45 minutes in that Monday night matchup. But Ben Simister getting another assist in consecutive games. And Gavin Young gets his second on the year. Bisons are going to throw this one, and it's going to go up high off the head of Zach Bartholomew. And they'll reset back for their keeper, Traden Stringham. 2 clean sheets on the year. He's going to send it right to a Bison. Back they are on the attack, but a good play by Jackson Gordons defensively to break it up, and now is Trey Ricker on the near side. It's going to go roll out of bounds, and it'll be a Gallaudet throw-in. This is number 3, Bodegas. They'll throw it in down the near sideline. Brandon Victory's going to let that one go out, and it will be possession for the Knights. Ben Simister's going to tap it along for Jackson Gords. Towards the middle of the field he goes, looking for a long stretch pass for Zach Bartholomew. Nice trap. He's got it. Looking for Ammon Lewis. And the flag's going to go up. That'll be offsides. So the third offside for the Knights in the early going. And it looks like Ammon did have a step on the D, but just a few inches too far in front of the last line of defense for Gallaudet. This is number 14, Slavik Sukovtsev, to kick it in. This is Gavin Young going to trap it, but then Gallaudet gets it back. This is Jackson Gorns again, another through ball for Gavin Young. He's got Ammon Lewis breaking down the middle, but he's going to look towards the goal, and a really nice looking save by Troy Holcomb. As there is a defender running down Gavin Young, so he decides to go towards the goal rather than towards Ammon Lewis in the middle. But a good save by Troy nonetheless. This is Bartholomew having a reset for Traden Stringham. Good trap by Dallin Miller. He gets taken down. That's going to be a penalty on number 9, Kyle Santeo. And now Luke Hemingway will take this free kick, and we'll just slide it back for Brandon Victory calmly. And just a bit of a history lesson for you Knights fans out there. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Knights are on a 7-game unbeaten streak, which is the longest in the NCAA era for Southern Virginia, and certainly longest in the 3 years that Coach Peyton Pemberton has been with the program. There's a feed for Ammon Lewis, a bit too far from him. Troy Holcomb is able to cover it and slow things down for the Bisons. As the program has seen a wealth of growth in just the under 3 years that Coach Pemberton has been with them. Good defensive play there by Luke Hemingway to break up that pass. It was a dangerous opportunity for Gallaudet, and now Ben Simister's on it. Lots of speed down the near side. He'll pull up and send it back for Trey Ricker. Brandon Victor is going to sail that one to the far side. This is Zach Bartholomew able to trap it. He's got numbers with him. This is Ammon Lewis. The flag goes up again, and that'll be the 4th offside on the first 7 minutes for Southern Virginia. You could tell Ammon a little bit frustrated with that one, as he's had a few opportunities getting through the defenders. But Gallaudet will get another free kick. This is Bodegas again. Good steal there by Dallin Miller. He'll take it right away from Gallaudet. Now Ben Simister setting up Jacob Lee. Looking for Dallin Miller in the middle of the field, but that goes way over his head, out of bounds. A free kick, or rather a goal kick, for Troy Holcomb. And the 5 wins that the Knights have on the year, they're 5-2-2 currently, are the most they've had in a season since 6 they gained in the 2014 season 9 years ago. So not only are the Knights improving vastly under the leadership of Coach Peyton Pemberton, but they're playing some of the best soccer in program history. The referee is going to tell Brandon Victor to hold up. I think that was Ahmad Khan on the foul for Gallaudet. Now Brandon Victor lopped it looking for Ammon Lewis down there, but it bounces right to Zach Bartholomew. Tries to get all of it, but he can't. He whiffs on it. And now Ahmad Khan with it to get out of harm's way for Gallaudet. He makes contact with Dallin Miller, and Ammon Lewis will steal it, but it is a foul on Dallin Miller. And Ahmad Khan, it goes down, will draw that foul for the Bison. Agus sent that one into the Knights' territory. But the Knights regain control. This is Jacob Lee now with it. He's got Ben Simister on his near side. Making another run out of it is Dallin Miller. The flag does go up again. That'll be offside, so Gallaudet's got their back line of defense up way high, and it's making it difficult for Southern Virginia to make any runs out of anything. As that is the 5th call for offside on the Knights. Agus is going to boot this one about 50 yards out. Traden Stringham has to come out. Lots of contact there between Traden and number 2, Jonathan Waterman. As maybe a little bit of miscommunication between Luke Hemingway and Traden Stringham resulted in Waterman going after the ball hard. And there is contact with the Knights keeper inside the box. Both players a little bit slow to get up, but both seem to be trying to shake it off and continue on. No, Jonathan Waterman is a senior from Redding, California, out of West Valley High School, and Traden seems to be okay to continue on, and we'll roll it to Luke Hemingway, who gets it over to Brendan Victory, and now Trey Rickard takes this. He's going to look for Ammon Lewis. The flag goes up again, and Ammon Lewis looking towards the sideline, a little bit flustered with how many offside call he's going to get today. Bode Agus communicating with his teammate number 25, Vershawn Carter. As they get set for another free kick. This one goes low. It's going to deflect into Knights territory. Waterman in the area, but Jackson Gordon steals it, and Trey Ricker will feed Simister on the near side. This time the flag stays down. Ammon Lewis is after it in solo. Got a shot on the keeper. It bounces off of Holcomb up high. Ammon still has it on the near side. He's going to get a chance to get set and cross it. Goes off of him. Good defense there by number 3, Bode Agus, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bison. So after quite a few consecutive calls for offside, Ammon Lewis did get loose this time. The flag stayed down. Lots of room, but a smart idea by Troy Holcomb to come out and cut off any angles that Ammon might have had to put it in the net. Holcomb's pass is going to bounce over a couple of players, and Samson Abraham's able to deflect it off Trey Ricker, a throw-in for Gallaudet. Bit of contact there. Waterman wanted a call. He's not going to get it. Now Luke Hemingway will air it out for Ben Simister. He's going to look for another through ball maybe. He's going to find Trey Ricker, who's got speed, being covered by Abraham. Trey Ricker goes towards the box, deflected by Holcomb. It's up for grabs still. Zach Bartholomew after it, and now it is Jackson Gorange. Good steal there, good anticipation by number 9, Kyle Centeo. He's got some space up the far side, being pursued by Dallin Miller. A really nice slide tackle there to send it out of bounds and slow things down for the Knights to get back defensively. It's going to bounce off a couple of heads, then Luke Hemingway skies that out of bounds for another Gallaudet throw-in. Couple of Bison having a conversation about who should throw it in, where to position themselves. Eventually they give it to number 14, Sukovtsev. Contact in the box. They're going to have a whack at it, blocked by a couple of Knight defenders. And the Bison are going to have to reset until Ammon Lewis is able to steal it and send it back for Zach Bartholomew. Ammon Lewis on the far side now. Going to send it through for Gavin Young. Got a couple players breaking the middle. That's Ammon Lewis right there getting to it. It's going to deflect off of Holcomb. Or no, it doesn't. It goes clean off Ammon Lewis, out of bounds. A goal kick for Gallaudet. And he's going to let the junior Bode Agus take this goal kick. He airs it out. It goes off Waterman. Zach Bartholomew has a tough time with it. Pressured by 2 Bison, eventually number 13, Matteo Giansanti, goes down and allows the Knights to regain control. Just under 15 minutes gone in the first half of play. Southern Virginia, an early goal to make it 1-0. That remains the score up to this point. And this will be a throw-in again for Bode Agus. Ben Simister's going to steal that one. Brandon Victory lets it go through his legs. Then he'll send it back for Traden Stringham, who's looking for Zach Bartholomew on the far side, right in front of the Knights' bench, but it's a turnover as it sails out of bounds. And correction what I said earlier, it turns out to be Ben Simister's goal. As we saw, he had possession of the ball and sent it towards the goal. I thought it had deflected off Gavin Young's foot, but it will be Ben Simister's goal, which makes it 7 goals in 5 games for the sophomore. As Gallaudet steals it, they're going to take a strike at the goal, and Traden Stringham's going to have to come out before Giansanti goes towards him and had an opportunity to put it in the net. Jackson Gorange now looking for Zach Bartholomew. He's got Gavin Young and Ammon Lewis streaking towards the middle. Let's see what he does. He sets up Gavin Young, and there it is for Gavin Young to make it 2-0 Southern Virginia. Really nice, unselfish play by Zach Bartholomew, who got a beautiful ball from Jackson Gorange just above midfield. And the Knights, just like that, have a 2-0 lead just over 16 minutes into the first half of play. And obviously Zach Bartholomew Nice job, unselfish play to feed Gavin Young. He'll pick up the assist, as that is Gavin Young's second goal on the season, as the Knights already back in control with it. This is Trey Ricker. Into the middle for Jackson Gorge. He's pressured by a couple of Bison. 3 Bison make it. Finds his way out of it. Now Brandon Victory will take control. That was Zach Bartholomew on the far side. It goes behind Ammon Lewis, who reached for it. Couldn't get his foot on the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Another throw-in for the Knights. Zach's going to lead Dallin Miller, who pokes it into the middle looking for Ammon Lewis. That was Ahmad Khan on it. And to the near side we go, where Trey Ricker and Ben Simister will pick up. Nifty pass by Trey Ricker to backheel it to his teammate Jackson Gorge. Bit too congested in the middle of the field, and the Knights will reset for that. Ben Simister looking right through for Ammon Lewis, but Dallin Miller picks it up. He's got some space. He'll strike it towards the goal. It hops once into the stomach of Troy Holcomb. Make it another save for him. And it remains 2-0 Southern Virginia. This one goes high up in the air, just above the logo. Gallaudet eventually picks it up, looking for Samson Abraham on the near side, but Brandon Victory gets to it first and boots it out of bounds. But looks like before when out of bounds there was a foul called, and that'll allow for Gallaudet to take a free kick about 50-55 yards outside the Southern Virginia net. Agus puts this towards the goal. It's going to go up high, hits Brandon Victory's arm, or maybe the shoulder, and it's bouncing around. And yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a high kick or a jab at the leg of Jackson Gorge by one of the Bison. And that got called for a free kick in Southern Virginia favor, and they're back on it. Brandon Victory looking for Gavin Young. He's got Ammon Lewis again, wide open in the middle. Opts for Trey Ricker on the near side, but it goes out of bounds slowly in front of Trey Ricker, who couldn't get there in time. And it'll be a Bison throw-in. Trey Ricker to throw in for Southern Virginia. Jackson Gorge has got it, looking for Gavin Young, but disrupted by a couple of Bison defenders, and now it's Waterman with it, pressured by Jackson Gorge, but here's a chance for Ahmad Khan. And Waterman's going to send it towards the goal, but calmly, Trayden Stringham is able to grab it and slow things down for the Knights. So Gallaudet still looking for their first major scoring opportunity. A lot of the ball control has been in the middle of the field. Southern Virginia obviously looking for those long passes. Got caught off sides quite a few times, but not on this one. It looks like the flag stays down. Gavin Young going after it. There's some contact there as it's being trapped under a defender of Gallaudet. And they're going to say play on for Ben Simister, and Friend's going to tap it over the goalie. And they're going to say a goal for Southern Virginia. A really strange turn of events as the defender for Gallaudet trapped it under his legs. And it seems like the referee said, he didn't say play on, but he gave a free kick for Southern Virginia, and Gavin Young took advantage. Fed a wide open Ben Simister in the middle of the box, and he chipped it over Troy Holcomb. So Gavin Young is going to help the Knights get on the board again. He'll take the assist, and Ben Simister with his second goal on the day, make it 8 goals in the last 5 games for Ben. It looks like they're having a look at the Gallaudet's net to make sure everything is in order. Maybe Troy Holcomb didn't like something that he saw, and so that's why we're having a bit of a stoppage before play resumes. And again, Benjamin Simister getting his second goal on the day off of a pass from Gavin Young to make it 3-0 Southern Virginia. It was a bit of a weird play as the defender for Gallaudet trapped it underneath his legs and thought play would stop, which it did, but the ref gave Southern Virginia a free kick, and Gavin Young took advantage and sent it to a wide open Ben Simister. And to talk a little bit while we're taking this short break, the Knights Athletic Department wants to thank the following sponsors for their continued support of Knights Athletics. And those sponsors are Cornerstone Bank, Mill Creek Orthodontics, River Crossing Apartments, Straws Drinks and Eats, Grace Automotive, where SVU students and staff can receive 10% off their vehicle maintenance needs. Also Papa John's Pizza, locally owned and operated, Vinyl Cuts, The Beeve with their sweet souvenirs, and Katana Sushi and Hibachi Express. And if you would like to partner with Knights Athletics to promote your business to the Knight Nation, please contact Brett Schroeder at 801-633-1894. Again, that's 801-633-1894. And also, speaking of Straws, Drinks, and Eats, they do have a music performance fundraiser by Blue Forest Theater Academy on Friday, or this Friday that is, the 30th, and also on Friday, October 6th, is open mic night. So feel free to show up and put on display your special talents. The flag is up on this one. Ammon Lewis is offside again. He can't believe it. That's about the 3rd or 4th time that Ammon's been called offside in this first half. As again, Gallaudet has seemed to keep their back defensive line pushed forward a little bit, making it difficult for Southern Virginia to time those runs. But despite that, SVU does hold a 3-0 lead with just over 23 minutes remaining in the first half of play. This is Traden Stringham rolling it over for Brandon Victory. Couple of taps for Jackson Gorns, but Waterman's on it. He's going to make a move around Luke Hemingway's taken down, maybe just outside the box. It's going to be inside the box, and a penalty kick for Jonathan Waterman, who drew it. We'll see who the Bison send up to take this one. It'll be the second straight game that a call inside the box has been made on Southern Virginia, as there was a turnover by Jackson Gorns, and Luke Hemingway was trying to cut off the angle from Jonathan Waterman, who he'll be the one who sets up to take this kick. So 3 penalty kicks against the Knights, 3 goals this year. Let's see what Traden Stringham can do. And that one's going to go to the right, and Jonathan Waterman, or rather that's number 9, Kyle Centeo. My apologies. He's going to put it into the right of the net to make it 3-1 SVU. So good pressure by Gallaudet on the defenders of Southern Virginia to draw that turnover. And it quickly turns into just a 2-goal deficit for Gallaudet as a card's being issued on the goal scorer, Kyle Santeo, as he made a lot of contact into the side of Jackson Gorange as he went down. And now Luke Hemingway will take this free kick for the Knights. Luke's going to keep this one low, but it gets intercepted by Bode Agus. Lots of contact there by Samson Abraham and Jackson Gorns, but a penalty I think is called on one of the Knights. That was, again, number 10, Samson Abraham, going down. He's a freshman from Seattle, Washington, out of Roosevelt High School. As Bode Agus of Gallaudet and the referee having a discussion right around where the free kick will be taken. Agus sends this one towards the box, up high. It's going to make contact with, I can't see the number on that player, but a good opportunity for the Bison. Looks like that was Jonathan Waterman who got most of it, but it just went above the crossbar, out of bounds, and a goal kick for Traden Stringham. He's going to boot this one towards Jackson Gorange. A nice trap with his chest. Knights will reset with Brandon Victor on the near side. He's being pressured by Waterman. That was Vershawn Carter getting to it and sending it out of bounds. And Trey Ricker throws that one into Brandon Victory. And Brandon Victor goes down on that one. That was Waterman again in the middle of it. Looks like he might be getting booked for this one, as Brandon Victor got his leg sweeped out from under him. And he'll take this free kick and we'll get things going again. So I think that'll make 3 yellow cards on Gallaudet already. So a lot of physicality in this one. The Knights do lead 3-1. As Brandon Victory's having a conversation with the referee. As Gavin Youngstead received this one. That'll deflect off Santeo. Back for Carter. He'll take his time and just clear it out of bounds, where Ben Simister now can throw in. Really nice move by Jacob Lee to get by. And he's going to be taken down in the box, but no call on that one. It looks like it was either inadvertent contact or maybe Jacob Lee just tripped on his own. But that's going to result in a goal kick for Gallaudet. Just under 20 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Lots of action so far, as Southern Virginia jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. And just recently, Gallaudet has made it a 3-1 game off of a penalty kick goal by Kyle Santeo. Here's Samson Abraham getting ahead to this one. He's taken down, wants a call. Ref says play on. And eventually the Knights are going to settle this one down with Dallin Miller and Zach Bartholomew. Looking for Gavin Young. I think the flag stays down, but Gavin Young's going to lose the race to the ball. He'll let this one roll out of bounds. He makes contact with the fence. But either way, the Knights are going to get a throw-in out of this. Miller Miller's going to send it back for Bartholomew. Now Miller with it. Looking to create some space. But they'll opt to switch fields for Trey Ricker, looking for Gavin Young to make a run out of it, but that's Troy Holcomb, the keeper again for Gallaudet, having to come out and grab it. Holcomb with 3 saves on the day, matching the 3 goals by the Knights. That's Carter who takes a whack at it but misses it. Now Ben Simister's on it, but it deflects off his foot out of bounds, and possession back to Gallaudet. And it looks like the Bison are going to make a substitution, the first one on the day for either squad. That's Vershawn Carter coming out. And number 21, Christian Martinez-White, a freshman from Vancouver, Washington, will come in. That header goes straight to Jacob Lee, and now Gavin Young tries to settle it, and Dallin Miller is going to find Ammon Lewis, but the flag goes up again. That's about the 7th or 8th offside call on the Knights. Lots of them against Ammon Lewis. And that prevents a really good scoring opportunity for Ammon, who's looking for his first on the day. As the Bison get this thing going again. That's going to go off of Giansanti towards the far sideline. Good move by Ahmad Khan to get by a defender. But the ref's going to stop play, and I think it went out of bounds on that far sideline where Ahmad Khan was on it. It'll be a throw-in for Southern Virginia. Hemingway plays it back for Traden Stringham in the middle of the field for Jackson Gorange. He was pursued by about 3 Bison. Results in a Knights turnover. And Gallaudet will throw in. So a couple of loose plays in their own end by the Knights has resulted in turnovers and 1 goal, and hopefully not a second if you're Southern Virginia. So Zach Bartholomew applying good defense. Luke Hemingway able to stop that one from going out, and he'll send it back out, but the Bison are back on it. Good play by Jacob Lee. He's got Ben Simister streaking down the near side. He's going to cut back towards the middle. He'll find Ammon Lewis, who's in solo. He's got a chance, and he'll put it into the left side of the net and score. Finally, Ammon Lewis gets that goal that he's been looking for all game. He's made a few runs just like that one, most of them being called back for offside. But Ammon makes no mistake on that one, and the Knights are now at a 4-1 lead with just under 16 minutes to play in the first half. So Ben Simister got us going early in the first half to make it 1-0. And before we say that, Gavin Young now has a run at it. He's going to go for goal, and he's going to put it past Holcomb for a 5-1 lead for Southern Virginia. Man, lots of speed from the Knights. They're able to find the holes in the defense of Gallaudet University. And 2 goals within about 30 seconds has seemingly almost put this game out of reach here in the first half. So I was about to read off the goal scorers in order from the start of the game just before Gavin Young put in his second of the day, as it was Simister getting us off to a good start to make it 1-0. Then Gavin Young had one of his own, his first on the day, Then Simister got his second to make it 3-0. Then a penalty kick goal by Kyle Santeo to make it 3-1. Then 2 quick goals by Ammon Lewis and Gavin Young, his second on the day, to make it 5-1 with 15 minutes remaining in the first half for the Knights. Looks like Porter Whitlock's going to come in for Brandon Victory. Porter played most of, if not the entire, 90 minutes of their matchup with Regent University on Monday. As Himmelway's going to sky this one. Now Gavin Young looking for Jacob Lee. The flag does go up as he had a few steps in behind the last Gallaudet defender. And that'll come up back towards the 35-yard line and a free kick for the Bison. And so with the 5 goals already in the first half, as Porter Whitlock's going to try and get to it and shield the ball from going out, but a good play by, I think that was Samson Abraham, to keep it in, as Gallaudet now on it, until the Knights feed Ben Simister to get out of harm's way. Gorin sending it to the far side where Zach Bartholomew feeds Ammon Lewis. He's going to look towards the middle for Gavin Young, but it goes behind him. And a good clear by Bode Agus to send it out of bounds. And I think this will be either the first or second corner on the day for Southern Virginia. And I failed to mention at the beginning of today's broadcast the history of these two teams. SVU leads the all-time series 6-3, but actually have lost the previous 3 matchups, including a 1-0 defeat last year in Washington, D.C. So a bit of redemption for the Knights right now as Trey Ricker sends it in, punched out by Troy Holcomb. And Ammon Lewis able to get to it. He'll reset for Jacob Lee, but a good steal by Santeo. And Gallaudet with numbers going down the field. Lots of speed trying to get by Jackson Gorins. Some contact there. Santeo goes down. A nice sidestep by Jackson Gorins to set up Jacob Lee. Then Ben Simister, and the Knights now are on the attack. That was Joe Bryan and Samson Abraham stepping in to steal it for Gallaudet. Now Ahmad Khan goes down. Contact made with Jackson Gorange. And I'm not sure if that will result in a corner or a free kick for Gallaudet. Looks like it will be a goal kick, rather. Looks like the Bison also made a sub. That's Jonathan Waterman going out, the senior from California, and looks like that's the midfielder, number 15, Mohammed El Sheikh, coming in. He's from Abu Dhabi, the UAE. Here's an interception now by Luke Hemingway, able to get it over for Ammon Lewis on the far side. He'll reset for Zach Bartholomew. This is Ammon again, going across the field for Porter Whitlock. Good job by Simister to duck under that one. Now Trey Ricker with it, being challenged by Samson Abraham. Ricker goes down, sends it towards the goal. And it looks like there will be no call on that one, no free kick for the Knights, as Troy Holcomb will remain with it and kick it off towards midfield. Santeo clears that one way up high And here's a chance for Gallaudet going in on the goal, and a good play defensively by Luke Hemingway to clear it out of bounds, and that will result in a corner for the Bison. As Porter Whitlock looked like he tried to just send it back for his keeper or send it out of bounds, one or the other. But he didn't get all of it, as there was lots of pressure being applied by Muhammad of Gallaudet, and Samson Abraham will take this corner. Into the box it goes, headed out by Luke Hemingway. And it looks like there was contact made, a foul in the box against the Bison. And this will result in a free kick for Southern Virginia. That one deflects off number 8, Daniel May. He's come on as a substitution. And Ammon Lewis gets tripped up. That'll be a foul against, I think that's number 9, Kyle Santeo. And the Knights will have a free kick as Ammon Lewis trying to make his way back up slowly. Looks to be okay. And Porter doesn't get all of that. He whiffs on it a bit. Now Samson Abraham on the attack. He's going to stumble, almost goes down, somehow stays up on his feet. In pursuit is Jacob Lee, who gets a push in the back, it looked like, and that'll be a foul on Jacob. Back the other way it goes for the Bison. This is Bolegas again, doing much of the free kick duties for Gallaudet. As this one deflects off a foot, goes over a couple of bodies, and eventually Trayden Stringham will come out to grab it. He's got one save on the day. He clears this one way up in the air where Gavin Young does a nice job to set up a teammate, and Jackson Gordon's looking for the long ball for Ben Simister. Lots of speed down the near side. He's got a couple of teammates breaking. He'll go towards the goal, deflects off of Troy Holcomb, and he lets that one go out of bounds. So a corner will kind of come out of this, as Troy's a little bit frustrated he didn't get a hold of that one. Looks like Jackson Gorns is going to come all the way down from midfield to take this corner kick. It'll be the third on the day for the Knights. He'll loft this one high over to the far side of the goal for Zach Bartholomew, that is, to get a look towards the goal. It did bounce again off the Bison, so we'll have a corner on the other side for the Knights. Looked like Zach made full contact with that one, but not enough power to get by the defenders. And Trey Ricker on the other side will take this. He'll keep it on the ground for Jackson Gorns, who's got room. He'll loft it into the box this time. And that's going to go off the crossbar. And I think it actually didn't go off the crossbar. It went off of the goalpost, rather, of the upright. And there'll be a goal kick for Gallaudet. So smart little play by the Knights to have Trey Ricker feed Jackson Gorns, who had tons of space just about 15 yards outside the goal, and put it into the box himself again to create a good scoring opportunity. So a couple more subs coming on for Gallaudet. Looks like that's number 13, Matteo Giansanti, going off. In control are the Knights again. And we're going to get our first look at Brian Ochoa Quino. He's a freshman from Newport News, Virginia. Ammon Lewis making another run. He's got to step on the knee, go towards the goal, just to the right of the post. And that'll be a goal kick for Gallaudet. Dallin Lewis does have a goal on the day. He was the third goal scorer on the team, but he was the one to make it 4-1 at that point in the game. Jacob Lee's going to get to this one first. Now it's Sinister looking to go one-on-one with number 4, Joe Bryan. Sinister finds some space, but his teammates can't get to the ball on time, and Holcomb will cover that. Troy skies this one towards the middle of the field. It's a battle for possession with it. This is Dallin Miller. He'll go back for Porter Whitlock, who feeds his keeper, Traden Stringham. Traden with 39 saves on the year. And a lot of balls have come his way. He has 123 shots towards the goal. As Gavin Young trying to make something out of nothing. Trying to fend off about 3 defenders, and that'll be a throw-in for Southern Virginia. Jackson Gorns has lots of room in the middle of the field. He's going to set up Jacob Lee. He'll loft it towards Gavin Young in the middle of the box, but a smart play by the keeper to come out and grab it and slow things down for the Bison. So going off of the last point I made, Traden Stringham, a freshman goalkeeper from Washington, Utah, out of Crimson Cliffs High School, has started most of the games in net for Southern Virginia. This is Zach Bartholomew making a run on the far side, send it towards the middle to flex off a body, and I think that'll result in a corner as the referee signals in that direction, and Trey Ricker, as usual, will go to that side to take it. Trey will send this one towards the box this time, but it'll curve and float inside the line on top of the goal. And that will result in a goal kick. So again, Traden Stringham, a freshman keeper, 39 saves on the year, having faced 123 total shots his way, and including 2 clean sheets on the year, so he's certainly done a good job for the Knights this year. This is Samson Abraham trying to find his way around Ben Sinister, but good defense by the Knights. Abraham's going to get it back, actually, and go back towards the middle of the field. Good play by Samson Abraham. He's going to set up number 9, Kyle Fanteo. So a lot of back and forth with possession here in the middle of the field. Finally, the Knights come away with it. This is Jackson Gorns making a run for Ammon Lewis. And he'll get there not in time. The flag does go up out of bounds. And a throw-in for the Bison. Fanteo gets bodied out of the way by Gavin Young. Good defensive play by the Knights. This is Jacob Lee now. As 1 minute remains in the first half of play. Gavin Young gets to this in time before it goes out of bounds. A good chip play to Zach Bartholomew. He'll look for space. He gets boxed out of bounds. And that'll be a goal kick for Gallaudet. Just 40 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Looks like Bode Agus is going to take this free kick again, or the goal kick rather. He'll send it just on top of the Knights logo for Dallin Miller to take. Knights trying to get one more attack. And here's Dallin Miller. He's going to sky it over the crossbar. That was a good aggressive play by Troy Holcomb to come out. And that will end the first half of play with the Knights in a commanding lead of 5-1 thanks to 2 goals from Benjamin Simister, 2 goals from Gavin Young, and also Ammon Lewis getting on the board for Southern Virginia. And with that, we will take just about a 15-minute break, and we'll bring you back for the second half of play and more action here at Knight Stadium. Welcome back, friends, to the second half of play in today's men's soccer matchup between Gallaudet University and your Southern Virginia University Knights. And the first half, lots of action, 5 goals for the Knights on the day so far. 2 by Gavin Young, 2 from Benjamin Simister, and 1 from Ammon Lewis. As the Knights have changed things up for their starting lineups in the second half. I think they've changed the starting lineup completely, including in the net as we see Porter Whitlock, that tall figure, getting his first minutes of the season in the Knights' goal. Gallaudet in control. It's stolen by Brock Hester. Now Connor Giddens with it. He'll lay it off for Jacob Cornejo. And now Callum Mule. Big part of the Knights' starting lineup typically. He'll get the start in the second half today. As Cornejo with it again, he's going to lead Callum Mule, who'll look towards the goal for a cross. It's going to go up high, looking off the crossbar, it goes. And then an opportunity there for, I think that was Hunter Grange maybe in the vicinity, as a golden opportunity for Aiden Skillman, freshman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He got up way high over the defender and went off the crossbar, and then Hunter Grange couldn't put it home. So good early opportunity for the Knights to make it 6-1, but Gallaudet able to stave it off. That one goes off Ahmad Khan. No, they're going to say it went off number 16, Mark Nieprashk. Mark is a freshman from Ashland, Virginia. And now Ben Steiger with it. He loses it to Jonathan Waterman. And now this is Porter Whitlock getting his first touch in goal for the Knights. That goes off of Hunter Grange back towards the Knight goal. And now Ahmad Kong with it on the rush for Gallaudet. He'll take a shot towards the goal. It bounces off of a Knight defender into the arms of Whitlock. He'll roll it to the left for Nicholas Merton. And Whitlock gets it back and find Callum Mule on the far side. To Waterman going down. I think the Knights are going to be called for a penalty. And a free kick near midfield for Bodegas. They're going to load up near the top of the box, and here's a couple of guys running towards the goal. Lots of contact in the box. That was Ahmad Khan going down, wanted a call. Ref says play on, and now Aaron Arenas on the far side with it. He goes down, lots of contact there. It goes out of bounds. And I think they're just going to say out of bounds, last touch by Gallaudet. Callum Mule's going to stumble. Contact made there by Jonathan Waterman. Waterman does have a yellow card on the day, I believe, so he's going to have to be careful here in the second half. As Knights trying to develop some sort of attack. Here comes Hunter Grange. Another opportunity. He's going to sky that over the crossbar and go down. Contact there at the top of the box. And I think that will just be ruled a goal kick for Gallaudet. Bodegas again sends that towards midfield. Bit of a miscommunication there from Brock Hester and his teammate. A turnover by the Knights. There's Nicholas Merton getting to it. He'll send it out of bounds, where number 12, Troy Holcomb, can throw in. He was in the goal for Gallaudet in the first half. Now coming back to midfield position. Good defense by the Knights. Jacob Cornejo is going to lead number 26, Aiden Skillman. He'll survey the field. And he's going to get taken down, and that's going to be a penalty on the Bison. So some good valuable minutes for the rest of this night's roster, as Jacob Cornejo is going to send it towards the box. It's going to be headed out by Bode Agus. He's got it again. He'll just boot this one to clear it out of bounds towards the Gallaudet bench. And it'll be another throw in for Callum Ewell. It's almost stolen from Southern Virginia, but that'll go out of bounds. Last touch by the Bison. And now Nicholas Merton in control. Porter Whitlock going far side, looking for Mark Nieproshk, but it's intercepted by Samson Abraham, and now Ahmad Khan with it. Eventually it's taken by the Knights, but they're going to say penalty on Southern Virginia, and Samson Abraham here to take it. Wanting to go quickly before the Knights can get set up defensively as they start to crowd the box. Brock Hester there standing directly in front of him. This one goes into the box towards Porter Whitlock, but it doesn't get to him. A good job by Aiden Skillman to head it out of harm's way. And a good play there by Abraham again to steal it. Looking to develop some sort of an attack. Here's Abraham. He's going to go towards the goal. Good save by Porter Whitlock. And a clear made by Ben Steiger. So Porter Whitlock deep in his goal. But he stands tall. Didn't have to move too much, but makes a leg save on that one. Here's Troy Holcomb. Again, he played goal for the Bison in the first half. Here's an opportunity again. It's going to be skied over the net, out of bounds. A goal kick for Porter Whitlock as Muhammad had the opportunity for the Bison. Here's Ahmad Khan again. A really nice through ball. Looking for number 2, Jonathan Waterman. The flag stays down. Waterman with it, but he's going to turn it over to Connor Giddens, who boots it out towards the way of Hunter Grange. Good hustle by Hunter to get after it after a tough trap. That one's going to bounce off of Kyle Fanteo. Callum Mule's on it. Eventually goes out of bounds off of Waterman. This is Porter Whitlock for Jacob Cornejo. Now Ben Steiger on the near side. He's getting pressured by Ahmad Khan. And they're going to rule that in possession for Southern Virginia. This is Mark Nieproshka throw in. He's going to find Aiden Skillman. Nice juggling moves to get it over Samson Abraham. He's going to look in the direction of Aaron Arenas. Now Hunter Grange after it. Big contact there with Bode Agus, as both teams jostle for possession. But now it's Joe Bryan wanting to go quickly. He'll send it towards Jonathan Waterman. He's being pursued by Callum Mule, who comes out with it. Jacob Cornejo going across the field. A really nice steal. Good anticipation by Troy Holcomb. But it's going to deflect off of Ben Steiger. Good defensive play by him to disrupt that. And this is Ahmad Khan going towards the goal. He's taken down. And another penalty kick opportunity for the Bison, as Ahmad Khan made a run on the net. And Porter Whitlock came out to grab it, but they're going to say Ben Steiger tripped him in the box. And the second penalty kick on the day for Gallaudet looks like number 9. Again, that's Kyle Centeo, who made the first one. Or he was going to line up to attempt it, but they're going to send it off for number 10, Samson Abraham. So Porter Whitlock, first action in goal this year for the Knights, is going to get thrown right into the fire early on in the second half. Here comes Samson Abraham. He's going to go left into the net, right past Porter Whitlock. Another goal off of a penalty kick for Gallaudet. It's now 5-2 in favor of Southern Virginia. So that's 5 penalty kicks on the Knights this year, 5 goals for the opposing team. But the Knights do still hold a 5-2 lead, as Brock Hester was looking for Aiden Skillman. It goes way past him, out of bounds. A goal kick for the Bison. And once again, Bode Agus is going to take this. It's going to bounce off of Hunter Grange, it looked like. Then go over the head of Jonathan Waterman. He's going to go after Callum Mule, and it bounces back off Waterman out of bounds. A throw-in for Callum Mule. This is Jacob Cornejo in the middle of the field, looking for Mark Nieprashk. He'll turn around and slow things for Southern Virginia, and Ben Steiger resets for Porter Whitlock in goal. His pass a little bit too hot to handle for Callum Mule, a bit too far in front of him, and now Joe Bryan wanting to go quickly again on the throw-in. He was looking for Kyle Fanteo, but it gets broken up by Southern Virginia. And here's a chance again for Ahmad Khan deep in the box. But Porter Whitlock smartly comes out to grab it, but he's going to turn it back over to Samson Abraham, and another chance for the Bison as Ahmad Khan goes down looking to draw another foul. Ref says play on. And Steiger will smartly boot this one in the way of Hunter Grange. He's looking to get a step on Bode Agus. Hunter gets taken down, but the ref says play on again. I know it does look like they will get the stoppage there in the middle of the field. And they're going to bring the ball back towards the Knight logo, where the Bison will have another free kick. This Bode Agus looking towards the box. It goes up high. It's going to bounce once, and Whitlock out to get it, but it bounces towards the goal as Porter missed it. Up high, up for grabs still. And then a penalty there in the box against Samson Abraham, as he was all over Ben Steiger. Wasn't really letting him loose, and that'll be a penalty against Abraham. Free kick for Southern Virginia. So a dangerous opportunity for the Bison to now make it 5-3. But fortunately, I think that was Mark Nieprashk to clear it, as it took one hop and bounced through the hands of Porter Whitlock. There's another opportunity. This is Kyle Fanteo. Got an odd man rush looking for Assad Khan. He goes down. Lots of contact between him and Connor Giddens, I believe. And that's going to be ruled as a throw-in for the Bison as Assad Khan is still down. Or Ahmad Khan, rather, that is. My apologies. As Ahmad was looking for another foul call, he won't get it, but Troy Holcomb will throw it in towards the middle of the field, and a nice whack at it by number 2, Jonathan Waterman, but it goes wide. No problem for Whitlock, and he'll have another goal kick. Looks like the Bison are looking to make another substitution. Looks like number 8, Daniel May, might be coming back in for them, as Ben Steiger's going to come out. And in for the Knights comes Tad Tafel-Elmar. Tad gets his foot on that, clears it out towards the logo. But the Bison trying to send it back into the Knights' territory. This is Connor Giddens, pursued by a couple of Bison. Now number 21, Martinez White, getting to it, but he'll turn it back over to Callum Ewell. That's Aaron Arenas going after it, but the Bison able to clear it out of bounds before he can get there. Bit of a hip check on Jacob Cornejo, but he gets it to Aaron Arenas as the Knights looking to counter here, make it 6-2. No goals in the half for them after getting 5 in the first half. Here's an opportunity for Connor Giddens, and it was broken up before he could get a hold of it. This is Ahmad Khan again. Good defensive play there by Nicholas Merton. And that'll eventually go out of bounds, and I think Southern Virginia will have the throw-in. Like Merton's going to take the throw-in for the Knights. He played some valuable minutes in their 2-1 win against Regent on Monday night. There's a steal by the Bison. This is Waterman again. He's got a couple of teammates breaking into the middle of the field, but a good defensive play by Tad Tafel-Elmar. This is Brock Hester sending it over to the near side. He's going to look for Aiden Skillman on a through ball. He's got some room. He's going to break towards the goal, being pressured by Troy Holcomb. And a good defensive play by the Bison to recover on Aiden Skillman, looking for his first on the year. Says Connor Giddens, sending that one a bit too far for Arenas. And that'll result in a goal kick for the Bison. And as we take a second to get things going, the Knights Athletic Department wants to thank the following sponsors for their continued support of Knight Athletics, and those sponsors are Cornerstone Bank, Mill Creek Orthodontics, River Crossing Apartments, Straws Drinks and Eats, Grace Automotive, where SVU students and staff can receive 10% off their vehicle maintenance needs. Also Papa John's Pizza, locally owned and operated, Vinyl Cuts, The Beeve, and Katana Sushi and Hibachi Express. And if you'd like to partner with the Knights Athletics to promote your business to the Knight Nation, please contact Brett Schroeder, as Hunter Grains has an opportunity, but he is offside. So the Knights again haunted by those early offsides call in the first half. We saw about 7 or 8 of those. And this will be the first one called on them in the second half of play. And again, Straws, they're having a music performance fundraiser by Blue Forest Theater and Academy on Friday the 30th. And then also the next Friday on October 6th is open mic night at Straws. So feel free to stop by, have some drinks, have some treats, and put your talent on display. This is number 3, Bodagus again. He'll opt for the sideline for Joe Bryan. He'll send it into the middle, but a takedown there by, I think, Nicholas Merton will result in a penalty and a free kick for the Bison just about 20 yards outside Porter Whitlock. Looks like the Bison going to try and run a set play. They're going to load the top of the box as Agus goes low. Looking for May. He gets taken down. And it gets rejected back out to Bodagus. But a good play by Aaron Arenas. He's on it, looking for some space. Good play to head the ball back to his feet. He's being pressured by number 4, Joe Bryan. And eventually a stoppage in play will occur. And they're going to bring the ball back out towards midfield in that direction. So just over 20 minutes gone in the second half of play, despite a goal early in the second half from Samson Abraham on another penalty kick. Southern Virginia still has a 5-2 lead. Here's an opportunity for Waterman. It goes out of bounds, though. And a goal kick will occur for Porter Whitlock, but another dangerous opportunity for the Bison. SV opts to go quickly. Good play by Brock Hester to steal it. Now Aiden Skillman with it. He's got Hunter Grains in the middle. He is in an offside position, though, as Skillman gets taken down, then goes for the tackle. He's taken down, and that could result in a card. As Skillman ended up sweeping the legs out from under the Bison. Again, this is the last non-conference opponent that SVU will face before starting conference play in the USA South. They made the tournament last year and lost in overtime to Methodist after playing a very, very fine final 2 games to make the tournament. Knights appear to be a vastly improved squad this year, sitting at a 5-2-2 record. But the part of the schedule that really matters will be conference play starting on Saturday against Brevard in North Carolina. Hunter Grains making a run, going after it. Bodagus in the area. Hunter Grains gets taken down. A penalty will be called on the Bison as Bodagus didn't appear to be making too much of a play on the ball as Hunter went down. But a good play by the Knights to get an attack going, and Agus will be given the yellow card. This view is going to line up for a free kick. Looks like Brock Hester might be the one to handle this, as they're just about 20 yards outside the goal of Gallaudet. First time in a while that the Knights have gotten this far into the attacking zone. So here's Callum Mule and Brock Hester lining up. Looks like the Bison will make a 3-man wall as the keeper for the Bison directing traffic. And here goes Brock Hester. He's going to go for goal into the top left corner. What a strike from Brock Hester to make it 6-2 SVU. perfectly placed over the wall, just to the right of the keeper. And Brock Hester's got his first on the day. And with that goal, looks like there's going to be a substitution made. That's Kyle Fanteo going off. He scored the first penalty kick goal. Or rather, that substitution won't be made. As it appeared, Matteo Giansanti might be coming in. Or he will be coming in, but it won't be for Fanteo. It'll be for number 21, Martinez White. So the Bison will kick off with Daniel May, a freshman from Johns Creek, California. Knights have extended their lead 6-2 with their first goal in the second half of play, off of a beautiful Brock Hester free kick. This is Joe Bryan looking for some space through Nicholas Merton, but none doing. Goes out of bounds, and a corner, or no, it should be a throw-in. It will be a throw-in for the Bison. They're going to go right towards the goal. Porter Whitlock smartly out to grab that one. He'll survey the field for just a second. And he'll have to boot it towards midfield. It's going to bounce off of a Bison. And now Jacob Cornejo after it. High up in the air, and looks like there's a foul on Cornejo. He clipped one of the defenders of Gallaudet, and that'll result in a free kick. This one way up high, going towards the box. Callum Mule there to disrupt it, get it out of harm's way. This is Ahmad Khan now back on it. He's been all over the place in this second half. But a bit of a high kick will result in a free kick for the Knights. This ball's gonna find Callum Mule very nicely. He'll cut back towards the middle of the field, then turn back to find Connor Giddens. He'll switch the side to Mark Nieprushk. He makes a nifty play to get by the defender. Now this is Skillman. Now Nieprushk going towards the goal. Maybe didn't get all of it that he wanted, as we're going to have a huge group of substitutions made for the Knights here at the 25-minute mark of the second half. This is Troy Holcomb looking to throw in, but he's going to drop it for his teammate Bode Aga. Says it'll be a free kick, not a throw-in. He'll boot this one far into the box. It's going to bounce once, and Porter Whitlock calmly grabs it and will slow things down for Southern Virginia. He'll throw it over to the far side for Callum Mule, but it's intercepted by Samson Abraham. He gets taken down, but the ref says play on. Now Jacob Cornejo, a good lead for Aaron Arenas. He's on the far side. It's got about 4 teammates in the middle. That's broken up. A good play by Joe Bryan defensively. It goes out of bounds. A throw in to Southern Virginia. And about 6 or 7 subs are going to come on. Looks like that's Tanner Gonder, Raymond Casado, and Brock Hester might be going off. We'll be sure to point out who comes in for the Knights, as most of these guys appear to be getting their first action on the day. All these guys, rather. As you got Tanner Gonder on the near side, bottom of your screen, a senior from Delta, Utah. Also number 13, Dylan Call coming in just above him. As Fanteo is going to steal that one and send it back out of bounds towards the coaches of SVU, where Ramon Casado can throw in. This is Thomas McPoyle. Played a good amount of minutes in the game against Regent on Monday. Thomas, a senior from Magnolia, Delaware. He's been with the program for quite a while, obviously, and has been a starter at some points in his career with the program. This is Tanner Gonder looking for an opportunity, trying to find some space. He gets it stolen, but the Bison kick it back out of bounds. A throw-in for Dylan Call on the near side, bottom of your screen. This is Dante Leguizamon, who also just checked in for the Knights. This is Tanner Gonder again, trying to slip it through a couple of defenders. Looking for his teammate, but eventually Samson Abraham goes down and draws the call. Also, James Allen, a junior from Chesapeake, Virginia, is in there, as well as Chase Gray, number 22. Connor Giddens gets ahead to that one. It'll bounce to McPoyle, who opts to reset back towards Merton. Chase Gray now looking for Tanner Gonder. And a really nice pass from Tanner looking for McPoyle, but it looked like it might have been offside, and a free kick will result from that for the Bison. This is Tad Tefalomar sending it ahead for Leguizamon. Now Dylan Call, he'll turn it over, and that ball gets kicked out of bounds towards the Knights women's soccer team. They have their second conference opponent of the season against Salem in just about an hour and a half at 7 p.m. Willock's going to send that towards Chase Gray. Now Leguizamon, a good through ball looking for Tanner Gonder on the near side. He's got some space, being approached by Holcomb. A good pass for Chase Gray inside. He gets pushed towards the sideline, and that'll go out of bounds and will result in a corner for the Knights. So just under 16 minutes remaining in play. Knights looking to go up 7-2 on Gallaudet. James Allen ready to take this one. It's going to go way far above everyone in the box. Tanner Gonder will get to it before it goes out. Leguizamon in a battle with it with Samson Abraham. And the Bison come out on top. Ahmad Khan. He'll lose it to James Allen. A through ball looking for Chase Gray. A little bit too far for him. And the keeper, who didn't get all of it, almost let it go in, but it didn't matter, as there was a penalty on the Bison, I believe. As Ahmad Khan looked like he might have taken a little bit too much of a shot at the legs of a Knight. Connor Giddens takes this free kick. And a header, they get on it, goes towards the goal, but the keeper out to grab that one. And now Troy Holcomb was able to boot it out of harm's way for Gallaudet. James Allen's pass gets intercepted by Santeo. But back and forth they go with possession. This is Dylan Call. He's going to boot it off the chest of Ahmad Khan, who goes down in a little bit of pain, but gets up and seems to be okay. And again, this is the final non-conference opponent that SVU will face this season. They start their conference play in the USA South on Saturday against Brevard, the team they lost to last year, 1-0 here in Knight Stadium. So a really strong start to the season for Southern Virginia, but they'll try to get off on the right foot in conference play against Brevard. This is James Allen in a battle with it. He goes down against Ahmad Khan. They'll play on, and now it's number 13, Matteo Giansanti, looking for Daniel May, but the Knights are going to get to it. That's Merton. He's taken down and tripped up by Daniel May, and it looks like a penalty might be assessed on this one. Yeah, Daniel May will be assessed a yellow card, as Nicholas Merton won the battle to the ball, but was taken down at a real high rate of speed. And his teammates are over there to check on him. He's helped up by his teammates and seems to be okay. So a good sign there. Porter Whitlock, the keeper, is going to take this free kick down in his own end. As Ahmad Khan's wanting his teammates to go and attack the ball. But eventually Joe Bryan opts to just clear this out of bounds in a throw-in for the Knights on the far side. I think the Knights will make another substitution. Connor Giddens is coming out. They're going to sub in Tyler Ricker. Just about 12.5 minutes remaining in the second half. This is Raymond Casado is going to go quickly and throw it in. Looking towards the middle of the field, Tanner Gonder's there, but it's broken up by Troy Holcomb. Good move by Ricker to get around a defender. Now it's Tanner Gonder with it. Looking for some space on the Knights. Now McPoyle a drive, and he scores. What a strike by Thomas McPoyle. He'll put in his first of the year, and it's 7-2 Southern Virginia. As Tyler Ricker, a really nice move to get around a couple defenders, seemed to create that opportunity. And eventually McPoyle got a feed from Tanner Gonder to put the Knights up by 5 goals. Bison will kick off. Jonathan Waterman going towards the goal, trying to catch Porter Whitlock off guard. But no problem for him. It goes out of bounds, a goal kick for Whitlock. He's just going to roll it softly to Nicholas Merton. He finds Casado on the far side, pressured by a couple of defenders. That was Jonathan Waterman. He's taking down a foul on Casado there. Bodagas is going to take this again. He looks like he's going to look towards the box once more. He'll loft this one high up, looking for Samson Abraham. He tries to get ahead to it, can't, and it goes out of bounds. Goal kick. This is McPoyle. He'll let that one roll out of bounds so his team can throw it in. Gallaudet looking for Chase Gray. He makes a good move to drop it to his feet. Gallaudet goes down in the box, but eventually Joe Bryan comes up with it, and he'll air it out towards the Knights bench. Another throw-in for SVU. This is Merton shielding the ball from Waterman. And big contact there between Tafilomar and Waterman. Goes out of bounds off of Tad, and a throw-in for the Bison. And that's actually Leo Velador in there for the Bison, number 7. Or correction, no, that's number 21 again. Martinez White subbed out once in this half and came back in, as there's a takedown by Tyler Ricker. He'll be called for a penalty. And a free kick on the far side for the Bison. They're going to send it hard towards the goal. It's up for grabs. A good play to clear it out by Leguizamon. And Trace Gray trying to get onto it, but a good defensive play by the Bison to clear it back out of bounds. This is Dylan Call looking for Tanner Gonder. In pursuit of him is Samson Abraham. It's going to remain the possession for Southern Virginia. And now here's a chance for Trace Gray. He's going to chip it over for James Allen, but the flag does go up offside against the Knights. Now just 8.5 minutes remaining as Tanner Gonder traps that one. Gets disrupted by Troy Holcomb. And lots of contact there. That's Tad Tefilomar going down. It looks like Jonathan Waterman with his head tried to make contact with the ball, but rather made contact with Tad instead. And it looks like Jonathan Waterman might be being sent off. He was carded with a yellow in the first half. And that might be it for him. So I think he's going to get booked for that one. But they're going to take Tad off and make sure he's okay. But that's my mistake. So Waterman won't come off. He'll stay on the field. But the Bison are lining up on the sideline to make a substitution for someone. And so it actually was not a foul on Waterman. Incidental contact to the head as the Bison had the free kick, but a good play by Thomas McPoyle to steal it from Abraham. He's got speed, tries to go through the feet of Bodagus. Looking for Chase Gray. He gets taken down. Good defense by Thomas McPoyle to put the Bison under pressure. This is Holcomb trying to clear it. He will. That one goes off the head of Jonathan Waterman. He's making moves through the Knights' defense, still with it. And he's taken off the ball by about 3 Knights defenders, Tanner Gonder included. And the Knights back in possession. So this is Ramon Casado finding McPoyle. Now Tyler Ricker, a nice move to get around, and then he bounces off a Bison defender. That was Abraham. And now James Allen on it. He's got some room. He's got Tanner Gonder on the near side. He's going to try and cross it over to him. He finds him. Tanner Gonder right in front of the goal. He'll strike it and go to the left side of the goal and score. Tanner Gonder to make it 8-2. Yeah, Gonder was left all alone on the near side as about 3 Bison were giving attention to Tyler Ricker and James Allen. A nice cross by Allen over to Gonder, who made no mistake on the strike, just past the outstretched arm of the keeper, and it is 8-2 Southern Virginia. So on that second penalty kick goal by the Bison at the beginning of the second half, they tried to put the Knights under pressure a little bit, but since then the Knights have responded with 3 goals of their own to extend their lead to 8-2. Easily eclipsing the most goals scored by the Knights in a game this season. As Thomas McPoyle is now with it. He's played well coming in during the second half. He's going to get it back, a nice trap. And he's going to air it out looking for Tanner Gonder again. A really nice header in front looking for James Allen to return the favor. But the keeper gets there in time. It looks like it might have been offsides as well. And so there'll be a free kick for the Bison. So despite the call, a really nice idea by Tanner Gonder and pretty well executed to find James Allen streaking down the middle. But could not result in a goal for the Knights as Todd Tefelarmar back in after he was had to go off for a second after making contact with the head of Jonathan Waterman. And head athletic trainer Chad Mahaffey took a look at him. He was okay, so he came back in. Now Dylan Call trying to avoid Miracle Anandi. And a really nice through ball looking for Tanner Gonder. The flag stays out, and he's got Chase Gray cutting right down the middle. Tanner Gonder sends there. Chase Gray stops it, and a shot towards the goal is a good save. As the Bison stave it off, Chase Gray looking for his first on the year as well. So Tanner Gonder, a senior, obviously brings a lot of experience to this Knights squad, a pretty young Knights squad. And as Tanner's played some valuable minutes throughout most games this year. And he's looking really good on the field right now as Leguizamon breaks through the net. He's got a chance to go in solo. What a move. He's going to go to the right of the goal and score. What a strike. Dante Leguizamon, the freshman from Williston, North Dakota, strikes it in there to make it 9-2 Southern Virginia. So the Knights getting really comfortable here late in the second half of play. Loading up the scoreboard to make it 9-2, just under 5 minutes remaining. As all kinds of guys getting on the scoreboard for the first time this year as well for Southern Virginia. This is Dylan Call now with it. On the near side, that might deflect off Anandi. And it'll be a throw-in. Tanner Gonder will take this one. Leguizamon, the most recent goal scorer with it, tries to chip it above a defender. He will, but then loses it. The Bison trying to clear it out. Cazado got ahead to it. Now Samson Abraham, the speedster down the middle of the field, looking for some room. He's going to set up Martinez White, who's taken down by Dylan Call. And that'll be a penalty on Southern Virginia. And about 30 yards out, Samson Abraham and Troy Holcomb will talk things over. As SBU's got a three-man wall set up now. Abraham here to take it. He'll go towards the goal, and a good save by Porter Whitlock, the really tall figure in net for the Knights this half. Makes a really calm save, and he'll boot this thing towards midfield. Nice skip pass by James Allen. He's got Tanner Gonder on the near side. Chase Gray Bacon on the other. Sends it towards the goal and scores. Chase Gray Really nice feed from Tanner Gonder. He's been all over the offensive side of the field for the Knights this half, and it is now 10-2 in favor of Southern Virginia. So for Coach Peyton Pemberton, you got to love this action going on in the second half for the Knights. Putting up 5 in the first, but then putting up 5 more in the second with some guys on your roster that are getting some really valuable minutes and experience. Tanner Gonder back with it. Just about 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this one as Casado tried to lead McPoyle, but it goes by him out of bounds. Joe Bryan to throw in. Goes back off Casado. And another throw in for the Bison. In the middle of the field with Tyler Ricker. He's going to lose it. Lots of contract trying to get it back, and eventually Tyler just pokes out of bounds smartly. That results in a throw-in for the Bison. Martinez White will take that. Martinez White, a freshman out of Vancouver, Washington, Hudson's Bay High School. That was Casado again deflecting that one out of bounds. Another throw-in. Looks like the Bison are going to try and get as close to the goal as possible with this throw-in. Way up high, Casado again there to head it back out of bounds. Back and forth we go. Now just a minute and a half remaining in the second half of this one. 10-2 the score is for Southern Virginia. Took a while for them to get going offensively in this half, but in the past few minutes it's been an onslaught. This is McPoyle, lots of speed. And it's going to be broken up by the Bison, as now under a minute remaining. James Allen was breaking down the field on the near side, but couldn't get it passed through. This is Casado in the final seconds. Knights trying to mount one more attack. It's Leguizamon. He gets a hip check in the back, or from the side. Now Joe Bryan, a good play to take it from Casado, but Leguizamon able to apply pressure and almost force a turnover. This is Troy Holmcomb going towards the goal. It's going to bounce off a leg. Gian Santi still with it. He's going to go towards the goal, and Porter Whitlock makes another save. As the final seconds will tick off on this one. Southern Virginia coming away with a very impressive offensive performance and a 10-2 victory against Gallaudet University Bisons. And this will improve the Knights' record to 6-2-2 as they enter into conference play. Again, they will be facing Brevard College on Saturday in North Carolina for their first USA South Conference opponent on the year. And they'll try to right the ship in conference play after making the tournament last year. But they'll try to improve on their performance as they have a very talented and deep squad this season, vastly improved in the past 2 or 3 years under Coach Peyton Pemberton. And with that, we thank you for joining us on another edition of Knights Broadcasting, and feel free to stay and join us in just about an hour as your Knights women's soccer team will be taking on Salem College at 7 here at Knight Stadium. Thank you, and we hope you have a pleasant evening.